Hi everybody, it's Kelly Boyce from Loch Briar Knits coming to you from a very sunny October 5th? 6th. 5th. It's Saturday. I think it's the 5th. Anyway, welcome everybody. I noticed we have picked up some new subscribers, so welcome to all the new and returning viewers. It's so great to have you guys here. And hopefully you'll keep coming back. If you like the podcast, click the thumbs up down below. If you want to be notified of new episodes, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That helps, both of those things help us get the word out and grow the community we got going on here, which is awesome. So I've got a fair bit to do. We're leaving for Dublin tomorrow. So I thought I'm going to squeeze in a podcast. Try to get it edited and uploaded today or like at the latest tomorrow morning. Sometime before I go, we're taking the overnight flight. So I've got half a day tomorrow to, get things done. And then I really should pack because I haven't yet. Anyway, not a travel podcast. Today, it's a knitting podcast. In case, none of that was clear. Okay, let's get into it, people. This is episode... I have no idea. I really should have checked that. 64, I think. I think we're on episode 64. I've got my regular Lemon Thriller tea. I got a new mug. Well, not a new mug, but I haven't used this one for a little while. And I can't remember where I got it. But it's got... Let's see if I can do this without burning my hands. Can you see the little, leafy things here? I love it when they put stuff inside the cup. I don't know why. Again, I still haven't figured out... I say I still haven't figured out. I haven't taken the time to figure out how to get my screen to stop blacking out on me. So if you see me reaching, that's all that is. If you've been here for the last couple of episodes, you're probably used to that by now. I try to be stealthy about it, but I'm not. And it's not like the thing stops filming. It's just it feels weird if I'm staring at a blank screen because I can't tell if I've got stuff in frame or not. So anyway, let's jump in because you may have noticed there's a faux happening. This bad boy, and I'm going to take it off so you can actually see it in all its splendid glory. This was from the knit along that Tammy Gore did. Her Hint of Autumn knit along. It was a mystery knit along, so you got a clue. Make sure I got this right side out. Yep. You got a clue every week, and it went on for 6 weeks. And this, I'm going to have to fold it and show it to you. So, because as you can see, that's a pretty long mofo. Check this bad boy out. Oh my God. I enjoyed this knit so incredibly much. So I've got quite a few of Tammy Gore's patterns in my queue, and this was the first one. I was about to start the Color Craze shawl, but I hadn't taught myself how to brioche yet, and I wanted to kind of take a few runs at that before I started the shawl. And then this started, and I thought, I am jumping in. So here, and I actually used up most of the yarn. Hang on. Oy. So this is what's left. This was a mini. So, and that was just one that I had hand dyed myself. This was our Wool Lappic, and it was their Barn Owl colorway. So you can kind of see like the speckles and the shading in that one. This was Evie Knits, and it was I think it was her Gold Strike colorway. And then I also had this red, which was a nice kind of deep red in my stash. I'm not sure where it's from, but it was just the perfect color. And there's a little bit of that left, but I'm using it in something else. So I'll show you that shortly. But so basically I'll show you this side too. Like, look, oh, so you had these nice, oops, hang on, I'm gonna, oh. That was 50% successful in landing where I wanted it to. So there were like eyelet details, and there was short rows. I used the German short row method because, why wouldn't you? It's so easy compared to wrap and turns for me. So you can kind of see there's that stealthy little fix the screen. So you can kind of see here, like how it does that. And let me see if I can, like the nice detailing from doing the short rows. I don't know if I'm holding that up. There we go. That's a little better. And then there was some like kind of feather and fan sort of lace. What's that called? Which gave this like great wavy effect. And then you have the option to do an I-cord bind off or not. I almost didn't. And then I thought, no, I haven't done an I-cord bind off in a while. And then I was like about, maybe like this far into it. And I was like, oh, now I remember why I haven't done an I-cord bind off in a while. Because it takes forever. But the thing is that it makes such a lovely edge. So in the long run, and then you got like this wavy little edging. Isn't that awesome? And again, that was done with like, she had some wrap and turns or German short rows as I did them. So, oh, and my first time doing baubles ever. And they were about, I think I was 80% successful getting them to bubble correctly. So this shawl literally had like almost everything in it. So it was always fun. It was always interesting. The clues were short enough that you could get them done in the week without too much of a problem, at least for me. And then when you're done, you've got this amazing, crazy, autumnal shawl. I don't know what I'm doing here. That's not going to be in the list of 10 ways to wear a scarf. So it is nice and long, which actually I like, because I'm going to try to do this. I'm not going to keep this on because it's actually, I've got my weekender on, by the way. What am I wearing? We're going to get to that actually in a second. I think I'm upside down, or right side out, back side forward. Do it this way. Oh my God. All right. It was my Tarzan yell. So, and I mean, you get there. Look at that. Like, I love the colors that I picked. I love them so much. It just like felt so autumnal to me. And then of course with the orange sweater on, the kind of burnt autumn orange sweater. I feel very autumnal today. So, yeah, so I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's almost cool enough to wear it. I'm tempted to take it with me to Dublin. The only problem is that we are traveling with a carry-on only, and my carry-on is fairly small. So I'm a little worried about, am I going to be able to fit this in? I'm just going to fold this up because I take care of my woolens. Oops. All right, well. So that's the Hint of Autumn shawl by Tammy Gore. Highly, highly, highly recommend. You could probably knock this out in a month easy, I think. Because some of the clothes only took me a few days. And I don't have a whole lot of knitting time. I usually have like about an hour in the evenings and then a little more time on the weekends. But yeah, you could probably bang this out in 4 weeks easy. So if you haven't knit it, highly, highly recommend. So much fun. Uses up pretty much all of your yarn, which I like. There's enough left over of the big skeins for you to do some heel, toes, and cuffs for your snockage. Heel, toes, and there's enough left over to do heel, toes, and cuffs for your socks. Snockage. Where did I get that? Oh, you know what I'm thinking? Snockages. I have dogs in the brain. Snockages. Remember that ad? I would never feed my dog snockages. I can't get behind that. Anyway, so that is my faux. Do I have any other faux? No, I do not. Okay. So next up, let's talk about what I'm wearing. So this is my weekender, which I did last, I want to say maybe in the spring. I had enough time to wear it a couple times, I think, before it got too warm. So it was probably like around, maybe finished it in early spring, maybe? Mid-spring. Our spring lasts about a week. It's like winter from November, late November to mid-April. Then you get the rainy season, which is too cold to be spring and will probably snow a few times. And then you get about 1 week of spring at the end of May, and then pseudo summer, and then real summer, and then fall and winter again. Did I mention I was in Nova Scotia? Okay, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So the weekender. I actually love this sweater. I'm gonna stand up, but it's a little wrinkled because I just pulled it out for the podcast. So I did the small, and this has like a boatload of positive ease. Kind of, I'm going to push this back a little. I think I can. Maybe I can't. I'll do it this way. Okay. So, aside from the wrinkles, it's really massive. This was the second sweater that I knit, and oops, I would say, I'm on my tippy toes, it's a little longer than what I would want it. It was bottom up, which I always find hard to judge. I would probably, if I were doing it again, stop it here. So I would knock like a good 3 inches off of it. But it's like super swimmy. You know, I do kind of feel like I'm swimming in it. Coming back, people. Oop. Driving skills. So in hindsight, I think I should have either gone down a needle size, or because did I swatch? No, I did not swatch. I'm pretty sure I didn't swatch. No, I think it's safe to say I didn't swatch. So anyway, I didn't swatch. Yeah. So, but I do like the drape of the needle gauge, and I think it knits up fine. Like it's not like a loose knit. So I think what I will do is I'm going to do this again, and I think, I'm not sure which yarn I'm going to do it in, but I may do it in a gray, because I don't think I've knit myself any gray sweaters, which is odd because it's like one of my favorite colors to wear. Anyway, I'm going to knit it, I think, in a gray. If I have gray there. I don't know if I do, because I need worsted weight, don't I? Let's see. Move again. Oh, it is this. Oh yeah, it is. Oh. No, I mean, yeah, it's not great, but it is worsted weight. So this is Knit Pixel of the Andes, which is what this is knit out of. And this is the Mineral Heather colorway. It looks a little more purpley here than what it is. So I don't know. I suppose I might do that. But I really kind of have my heart set on gray. Except that I don't actually... Ooh, extra fine merino, mulberry silk, and cashmere. Look at that. That's not gray. It's like a gray khaki green. It's not really showing up very well there. That's worsted weight, I think. I'm really bad like at looking at yarn and trying to determine, is it worsted weight or not? 105 yards per 50 grams. 110 yards per 50 grams. So yeah. I think that'd work. You know what? This might be it. And I think I have enough. It's from my sweaters quantity drawer, so I'm pretty sure I'd have enough to do it. Anyway, point being, Hooter's going to take a fall here in a minute. Point being that I love this sweater, but I really only wear it kind of around, kicking around the house, because I just feel it's a little too swimmy on me. It's not too bad if I'm wearing tights, because then you kind of, well, you can't see right here, so I don't know why I'm standing up. But if I'm wearing like my black tights and my Blundstone boots, then I find it works because it's almost like loose and then tighter in the bottom. But if I wear it with blue jeans, I don't find it really works that good. So it almost looks a little too boxy, like all over. Not that my jeans are boxy, but I'm short. So I think it just sort of doesn't work with the proportions. So that being said, I think I will do my next one in extra small. I think I'm going to use that yarn, and because now I can't get at it again. But it was from Sugar Bush, and I think it's their Bliss line. So, and it's got the silk in it, so that's going to have a really nice drape to it. And it's going to be so soft. Oh, I think I'm going to do that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got so many sweaters that I want to knit. It's insane. Do you have that problem? You should, down below, comment and tell me what sweaters you've got on the needles or you've got coming up, because I'm always looking for really good sweater patterns. So just tell me what you're knitting. I love hearing what other people are knitting. Drop it down below. And here's the thing, drop it down below in the comments. And then for next time, I'll draw a name from the comments and give away a skein of Loch Briar knit yarn. And I don't know what color it's going to be, but I'll show you next week. How's that? All right. Let's do that. Yeah, comment down below. I'll put a little blurb there. What sweaters are you knitting? And then we'll just do a random number generator and pick a winner for next episode. Episode 65. Yay! And that's a good way to celebrate all the new viewers and all you returning viewers and subscribers. You guys are awesome. Awesome. Okay, so let's get on with it. Impromptu giveaways. Okay, let's see what's on the needles. So, as you know, if you watched last episode, I finished my super simple summer sweater by Joji Locatelli. Loved it. It was like such an easy, fast knit. And I love the yarns that I used, which was Erica Knight Wool Local And I did it in dark gray and the blue, which were the Bennett and Kathy colorways. And then I said, I'm doing that again because it was so much fun and I loved it and I loved the yarn. So I bought more yarn because who does that? Anyway, I did. So I did start it up again. I just like literally. So here's what happened. This is kind of, well, I guess we go this way. So I'm knitting it in the, now I gotta remember what their names are, and I think I actually, did I take the tags out? I think I did. No, I didn't. I know that it's Gritstone and Rosedale. So this is the, actually I'll show you the little tag if you weren't here in the last couple of weeks. So that's the tag, Erica Knight, Wool Local. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I love it. How do you feel about it, Kelly? I love it. So it's fingering weight, so I'm holding it double, not like this, but these are the two colors. So I'm doing the pink, and I decided to start with pink. I originally started with the gray, and then I got to the part on the neck where you're just doing a couple rows of like short row shaping. And I decided to go up 2 needle sizes just to make it, give it a little more ease than what the first one I knit it was. Not that I didn't like the first one. I loved it, but I did want one with a little more positive ease as well. So I started knitting with the gray, and then I got to the short row shaping, and my husband came home, which distracted me. And then I messed something up, and then he distracted me again. And I couldn't figure out, like, I literally could not figure out what I did wrong. And then there was something weird and funky going on, and I thought, oh, screw it. I'm just going to rip it all out, which I was really ticked off about. But then as I'm ripping it out, I thought, you know what? The gauge was just a little bigger than what I wanted. So I thought, oh, well, it's actually a good opportunity. So I went down a needle size. So I'm sort of in between the needle size between what I did the first one and what I started to do the second one in. So I think I've got I'm starting with the 3.25 as my smaller needle, or the 3.5 with my smaller needle, and then the 4.25 for the bigger needle. So the ribbing is done in the smaller needle. So, yeah, so these are the two colors. I'm trying not to get myself discombobulated here. Okay, you come over here. There. Okay, so, no, keep that there. And this is in one of my handmade baskets that I showed you guys a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, a couple months ago. I love it. I have 2 of these now, and I love them. I would love to get more. And Homespun, Molly of a Homespun House has them at her place. They sell out really quickly, and there's one shape that I really want to get because I think it would be really good also for just like doing a quick grocery run. Like there's so much you can use them for. So I may still get a couple more. This one I actually got down in Lunenburg at Mariner's Daughter because they have some. I don't know if they still have any in stock, but so I've started just the neck, and which actually is this way. So I really like it. These colors are like nice and mild. The other ones were sort of really kind of dark and dusky. These ones are like sort of soft and grubby, like the grubby pink, which is the Rosedale, and then Gritstone. Honestly, I just love the name. I mean, I love the color too, but I don't know what it is. I love the name Gritstone. It's like it means business. So anyway, that was my cast on this week. And so when I cast it on with the smaller needle, I like how it's turning out much better. So it's probably a good thing that I messed up. The other thing that I cast on. I'm looking for it here because I have things all over the place. So I wanted to cast on a hat to take on the plane with me because I am like a horribly nervous flyer. I hate flying. I hate it. Hate it. Like, I'm convinced every plane I get onto is going to hurtle me to my death. And I hate it. So I need to be busy when I'm on the plane. So I think I'm going to be okay. I've never actually had an issue with taking needles on the plane. And usually I'll take like an interchangeable part and I'll detach the interchangeables and just put them in the pocket of something and then leave the knitting in its bag. Not that I'm trying to be like stealthy about it, but I don't want them to see like something long and pointy, you know, and think, oh, nope, can't take that. So I'd heard from other knitters it was always a good idea to kind of detach them. So that's what I did. But this time I'm not taking metal needles. I'm taking wooden needles. And these are actually my knit picks. 16 inch and 2.5, which is a US 1. So I didn't actually get these from Knit Picks. There is, by our summer house, Schooner House, there is it's like almost like a dollar store sort of thing. Anyways, they have a section and they have like the Briggs and Little Tuffy sock, and they have some, I want to say the opal, I think it's the opal sock or kind of that one, you know, like with the patterned sock stuff. But they also sometimes have some knit pick needles, and it's usually like the ones like this with the different color different color wood. And these were like $6.99. So, and I love these because they've got like a nice sharp tip. So here's what I'm knitting, and I got it started just so that I could kind of pick it up and go. And I'm a little worried, I don't want to stretch this out too far, that I may not have made it big enough, but I actually have a small head. It's just, the needles are too small. I can't try it on. But it's also got a lot of stretch to it. So I think it's going to be okay. So here's what I did. I figured since I had some of the, this is the mini leftover from the Hint of Autumn shawl. And I thought, you know, I want to use it. And the yarn I'm using, is gray. So I thought, I think I'll just use that for a little bit on the edge. And I may do a couple of thinner stripes going forward, because here's what I'm doing. Do you remember, for any of you who watched a few episodes back, I was knitting the Storm Shawl by Joji Locatelli. One skein shawl. Love the pattern. Love it. Definitely going to knit it again. But I was knitting it in Earth, which was the brand of the yarn. It's URTH. And it was their sock yarn. And it was so incredibly splitty that even though I was about 2/3 of the way through the shawl, I was so frustrated with it, I ended up frogging the whole thing and just like getting rid of the yarn. I couldn't stand it. So then I went to the Loop, which is my local yarn store, and they had this gorgeous, like, look at this. Look at the color variations in that. It's beautiful. And it is, because clearly I did buy it. It's tonal cashmere, and it's made by Estelle Yarns. And the thing I like about Earth is for every skein you buy, they plant a tree. So this is 100% cashmere. And oh my God, people, so incredibly soft. So I asked Mimi at the Loop, because she had knit a hat out of it, and I picked the hat up, and the drape on this hat was insane, and it was so soft, and it knit up so beautifully with the tonal colors. It was incredible. So I decided to splurge because it's 100% cashmere, so it's expensive. Where did I just put that? It was $39 for a 50-gram ball. So it was a splurge. But here's the thing. It's 200 meters, so 220 yards, and it's fingering weight. So I'm not sure, because I like my houses. I like my houses to be slouchy. I like my hats to be slouchy, but I was a little concerned I'm not going to have enough. So that's why I thought, well, I'll put a little of this on the edge, and then if I get like, say like this far into it and I think, I don't know if I'm going to have enough, I'm going to put a couple more stripes in it with this, and then I may do sort of just like the top part at the end. Does this make sense? Like maybe once I get down to like, yeah, just kind of top it off with a little red spot in the top. And I think that will buy me enough yardage, because I know when I do the sockhead hats, I'm not even sure if I use maybe half the skein. So I may have enough with this, but I love the color of these two together. So I think I will put a couple of thin stripes further up in the body of the hat, I guess. Is that what you call it? But I am a little concerned that because the sockhead hats that I have, they fit, but they're a little looser. Like I always worry a strong wind is going to blow it off. So I thought next time I do it, because I think I usually do 136 maybe. I think it's multiples of 8 for the sockhead hat. So I thought I'm just going to kind of go a bit rogue and do my own pattern, which it's a hat really. It's just like a straight up stocking knit hat. So I put, what did I do? 120. I can't remember if I went 120 or 128. And it does look kind of small, but it also has like crazy stretch to it. So I think I'm going to be okay. We'll find out. If not, worst case scenario, I can frog it and start again with more. It's not like the end of the world. Worst case scenario, I can kind of frog it, cast on more stitches, and then do it again, because it's a hat. It's going to knit up fast. But this is my plain knitting, so I just got myself started, and then I'm going to take this on the plain. But what I'm also going to do, and that's in my loop bag with my chickens on it. That's from my local yarn store. Her mom knits the bags. I love them. I think most of my bags are ones from the loop, because they're just awesome. And I love the drawstring, because I'm like really bad for getting my yarn caught in zippers. Which honestly, the remedy for that is just to kind of hold your hand under the zipper as you're zipping it. You know what I mean? Like, so that things don't get caught. But then you actually have to think about it. Because thinking, ooh. So anyway, meanwhile, the other thing I'm going to do is another hat. I'm going to take more yarn with me to do 2 hats, because if that knits up really quick, if I'm doing it in the evenings when we're just kind of kicked back and relaxing, then I want a second one for the plain ride home. So I decided, oops, this is my hand-dyed yarn. So this is my Reaper colorway that I did a couple years ago. So it's like a gray base, and it's got some black and blue speckling on it. And then this is left over from my not my Puntilla sweater. My Granito sweater. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do like kind of the edging in this and maybe a couple stripes. And then this will be the main color. So I think that's a good way to use up like leftover yarn that you have. Just kind of knit some stripes into hats. So that is also going in my knit bag. Blue. And hopefully they won't confiscate my needles. I don't think they will, but now that I'm feeling a little cocky about that, this will be when it happens. So that's pretty much, I think, what's on my needles. But I've got to get going on Christmas knitting. So here's my plan. I was going to do up a cowl for my sister-in-law. Pretty sure she doesn't watch the podcast. I think the last couple of years I did socks for her, so I thought I'd break it up and do a big chunky cowl because number one, I'm really short on time. And this is bulky weight yarn. I bet you I can probably bang this out in a day. And here's the yarn. What I'm going to do, this is the Adira cowl by Little Mountain Knits. I think it was a free pattern on Ravelry. Anyway, here is the yarn I have. And where did I put the things? So this is the yarn. I'm going to stripe it. And it's like, it's thick, people. It's thick. So it's really thick. Like seriously. I think there was like 50 yards. Not even. 49 yards in 100 grams. So, and this is Illimani, and this is their, so this is Illimani, their Cadena 1. I think I'm saying that right. I could be way off. But anyone who's watched this podcast for any length of time, you know I love Illimani yarns. I use it a lot. I've got a lot in my stash, like Illimani. Nope, sorry, that's not Illimani. That's Wool Local. Illimani. This may be Illimani. So yeah, there's probably some more in there. I love their stuff. And I made my Puntilla, which was the first sweater I ever knit, out of it. So this stuff is like crazy soft. It's like insanely soft. So it was, what's the breakdown? 71.5% baby alpaca and 71.5% baby alpaca, 28.5% royal merino. So again, like loving it. So I think this is going to knit up really, really quickly, and I think it's going to be really hard to let go after I do. But I am going to stripe it, and that should give me the length I need, because this only takes, what does this take? 70 yards. No, wait. It takes 90 yards of Malabrigo Rasta or any super bulky yarn, approximately 70 yards. And this is definitely super bulky. So, so again, that's the Little Mountain Knits Adira cowl. So if you guys are looking for like a really quick knit, that is right up there. So the other thing I'm going to do is, my sister wanted a hat and she sent me a picture, and my phone's way over there. there. But it was kind of like your classic sort of gray cream and then some thin red stripes going through it. So I thought I was going to get some, so I got the red and the gray yarn because in my head I was picturing it looking one way even though I'd looked at the picture. And then I looked at the picture again and realized it had a lot of cream in it as well. And I didn't actually have any cream yarn, and the kind of yarn that I bought for the gray and the red didn't come in a cream, or they didn't have any there. So what I got was, and here's my plan. I bought Sugar Bush in their Festivity. I can't remember if I showed this in the last podcast or not. So I got the Sugar Bush Festivity, and it's a double knit, so DK weight. Oops, stay. And I got, so the red and the gray, and I cannot these colors are everything. So these are double knit, but they're also 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, so you can make socks out of these. So where the red is only going to be needed for like some thinner stripes going through, I'm going to have a lot of this left over. I'm probably going to have a lot of this left over, and I'm probably going to have what I substituted for the cream, which is Barocco Ultra Alpaca Light. So it's a different blend, but I don't think it'll really matter. It's 50% superfine alpaca, 50% Peruvian wool. So completely different. But look, oh, this hat's going to turn out so nice. So I'm going to have plenty of this left over. And I'll probably have enough of this left over, but it doesn't have any nylon on it. So I thought I'd do a pair of socks out of these with like contrasting heel, toes, and cuffs. So maybe do this as the main part and this is the contrasting. I might do that. And then if I still have enough left over, I may do shorty socks, or maybe I will do just shorty socks and get two pairs out and do like one where this is the main and this the contrasting, one where this is the main and this is the contrasting. I may be overreaching how much yarn I'm going to have left, but we'll see. So that's Christmas project number 2 for my sister. So that's my sister and my sister-in-law taken care of. And then I've got a whole bag of, which is also over there, sock yarn that I've kind of pulled out for the kids, for my sister's kids to do. And then that's as far as I got, but I have to get on that. Like, it's October, and my sock knitting mojo has really kind of been on the toilet lately. And it's not like I was working, the stripy sock, if you've been watching the podcast, the green and yellow and gray one that I've been doing. I'm like this far from finishing the toe. I was working on it this morning. I'm like, I don't know why I've been knitting on my snocks, my snockages. Why is that stuck in my head? Anyway, so I have no idea where that came from. Okay, so I do have to get started. So here's another one. I actually want to make this one for myself, but I may do this as a Christmas gift as well. This is the If Jessica Jones Had a Hat Urban Unisex Beanie. I've never actually watched Jessica Jones, but this is by, here you go, handmade by Smine. So it's just like a pretty basic knit, and I thought it was DK weight, but then I was kind of looking at, it's 4.5 circular needles and 5 millimeter. So imagine you do the brim and the 4.5 and the 5 millimeter. So that would be DK weight, I would think. You wouldn't do like sock weight in that and have it come out with this kind of tight of a gauge. So you can kind of see. So there, that kind of gives you an idea of the stitching. I really like that detail. It's really pretty. So I think it is a DK weight and you need 200 meters. So I don't have a lot of DK weight yarn. So I don't know. I might have to figure out what I want to do with that. But I definitely want to make one for myself. But I'll probably do one maybe for one of the kids as well. And then the other thing in my queue, we're on in the queue, I guess, is the Aldo sweater by Isabel Kramer that I think I showed this on my last episode. I love her style. Like, honestly, I wish I could dress like her and look like that. It's just, she's just got such an ease about her, and yet it always looks like really cool. She looks cool. That's what it is. She just looks friggin' cool. Also, those jean shorts look super comfy. But the sweater, let's focus on the sweater, Kelly. So this is the sweater, and I love it. It looks nice and simple. I love me a good, simple, classic sweater. And it takes a sport weight yarn. So I didn't really have a sport weight yarn, so I bought a sport weight yarn, and this is the color I'm going to be doing it in. So this is Estelle Yarns, and this is the Andean DK Heather. So not a sport weight, but very close to it, based on the yardage. I had Mimi help me with this. So I'm going to actually swatch for this one. Shocking, isn't it? I know. Also, famous last words. I may just start knitting and say, yeah, this looks, and then measure from there. I don't know. We'll see. But it's actually greener than what it's showing here. It's like a little bit brighter, not a whole lot, but it's like got a nice earthy forest green tone to it. And this is 100% Andean Highland wool. But it's actually very soft. So I am going to, I think this is going to be my next sweater. I have a feeling I'm going to actually have a few sweaters on the needles pretty soon, like simultaneously, which is, I know, a really bad idea. Because I usually try to have like a sweater, a sock, and or a hat, and then a shawl on the needles all at once. And I'm currently shawlless right now, but Tammy Gore is coming out with a new pattern, and oh my god. Oh my god. I think I'm going to have to knit it. And I still really want to do the color craze shawl. I've got the stuff here for it. I'm ready to go. I just need to learn brioche. So, I don't know. Oh, it was beautiful though. And I can't remember the name of it. I'm going to try to remember and pop it down on the screen here, because you people have to see it. Speaking of shawls, however, so that was my acquisition, by the way. I love it. I love it. I haven't knit with this yet, but Mimi, who has my local yarn store, The Loop, highly recommended it, and she's usually bang on. The other thing is that about a month ago, maybe, I subscribed to the Quince & Co. Newsletter, and they were doing like this secret box thing where you get to pick, and I'm trying to remember, I think it was like day or night theme that you could pick. I think I picked the day theme, but you don't know what you're going to get. So it arrived the other day, and oh my god, I was like blown away. I was so blown away I can't get it open now. So, like, first off, it came like, well, it's not now, but it was like, I'll show you because it was really pretty. I'll try to show you. So it came and it had like, it's got this over it and it had like this nice little tie that there's another end to this. I don't know where it is. It's down here somewhere. But so also, if you haven't gotten yours yet, and you, like if you ordered one and you haven't gotten it yet, look away and just maybe come back in about 5 minutes. But so you get like the little card. So it says Queen's Quarterly. This is their fourth installment for 2019. So apparently this has been going on under my radar completely, which I don't know how, because I don't know if I just didn't have time to read a newsletter or something. Or maybe I was trying to be good and not spend any money, so I just ignored that issue where they said they were doing this. But it's their fourth installment of 2019 is here. For this edition for Quince Quarterly Fall 2019, we've chosen for you 5 skeins of sport weight chickadee organic heather yarn, 1 hawthorn shawl pattern by Layla Raven, handcrafted wooden shawl pin made in Texas. So it says, we had a lot of fun putting together this box for you, and we hope that you love your Quince Quarterly goods. Thank you for being part of our subscription program. We're glad to have you. Share your unboxing and project photos with us using Quince Quarterly on Instagram and Facebook for a chance to be featured. All the best, the Quince & Co team. So then you get a little card. Okay, honestly, chickadees are probably my second favorite bird. Crows are my favorite. I have a murder in my backyard. We're BFFs. So then it just gives you a little like write up on the about the chickadee organic yarn. And then this is, oh my God, look at this, people. The shawl pin. This is beautiful. Like, it's just, it's like, you can feel the waves in it. Oh my God. And then the yarn. Like, honestly, it's just insane. Like, oh yeah, see, here's the other end of the yarn. 5 skeins. Look at this color. This is literally my favorite blue color. It's that gray blue, and it is called Larimar 164. Dye lot number 1. Like, honestly, so you get 164 yards and 50 grams, sport weight. This stuff is so insanely soft. Like, honestly, they could not have picked a better color for me. And I'm pretty sure everybody got the same color. I don't think, and then they're like, yeah, like, this Kelly, she's gonna want this. But then you get a pattern that hasn't been released yet. It's called the Hawthorn Shawl. And they've got, you can see they've got the pin in it. Like, look at that. Oh my God. And I mean, I know you don't have to like make the shawl with the yarn that they give you. I'm gonna. And I'm gonna use my shawl pin. Like that. It's just, oh, it's so smooth and the colors in it are beautiful. I'm just like, oh. I was blown away. Like, literally blown away. So that is also in my queue. And my plan was just to kind of try out the subscription service just to see, like, is it something that I would want to keep doing every quarter. And I'm gonna, because that was a lot of bang for my buck, honestly. Like, I was surprised. I'm not sure I even read, like, what was in the subscription service. I knew you were going to get yarn, obviously, and that was kind of my main point of getting it for. But, because I love Quince & Co. yarn and don't have enough of it. So, I only have one. I don't know if you can see it here or not. Probably not, because it's, like, just out of, it's the Finch fingering weight. I don't know. If I pull it out, things are going to come tumbling down. But Yeah. So anyways, I loved it. I was just blown away. It was crazy. So that's about everything in my queue. That's my acquisitions. That's pretty much everything. So, I was going to do a shop update. For anyone who doesn't know, I have an online hand-dyed yarn shop, Loch Briar Knits. It's on Etsy. Just put it down here if you want to check it out. I was going to do a shop update actually last week, but things were just crazy busy, and then I was going to try to get it done last weekend. Again, things were crazy busy, and I couldn't take the photos because it was raining. And I tried to take them outside. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? Can't do it this weekend because we're going away. I may try to get the pictures done this weekend, but I'm going to do the shop update when I get back. But here's a bit of what's going to be coming out. Just show you real quick. This is my, I think what's probably going to be my one and only Halloween colorway. It's sort of fall and Halloween, but it's called Rotten Pumpkins. So I have some of this coming into the shawl, and I just did small batches because I was trying out some new things. I actually love the colors in this. I may have to keep this in the shop, or at least bring it back every fall, clearly, because it's just so much fun. So that's Rotten Pumpkins. There's going to be some skeins of those coming in. These, I had a base I was trying out, which is MCN with a high twist to it. So I've got a sweater's quantity of this one, which is going to be called Greystoke. And then I've got a sweater's quantity of this one, which does not have a name yet. So these are tonals, they're not solids, so you'll see kind of variations going through these skeins. And, you know, excuse my messy, fast scanning job. So you can kind of just see like the different tones to them. So both of these are tonals. Those would look really nice together. So I've got a sweater's quantity, I have 4 skeins. So depending on how much skeins you need. So then I've got 1 skein of this. I was just trying something out. I had 1 skein left that I brought out and I forgot to put it in the pot. So this is Dandelion. So it's literally 1 skein of sock weight yarn there. Then we've got a new one, which I don't have a name for yet. This was just kind of a, like, look at the colors in that. I love this one. I really want to snag that one for myself. So we've got some of this in the shop, and I don't have a name for it yet, but soon to be named. And then we've got the September Morn version. This is really a slapdash scanning up job. Can you tell I was doing these really quickly? September Morn 2019 version. I do these every year, and each year it'll have the same colors in it. I'm just trying to like clean this up a little bit. It'll have the same colors in it, but it may be like kind of different distribution or different amounts of one color over another, and we're just trying to get this thing. This is a good look. I'm not the world's greatest skeiner to start with. So, you know. There, that kind of shows it a little bit better. So that's September Morn 2019 version. Got some of those in the shop. And then we have ones that I had shown before that were just kind of testers I was doing. So we've got a few of these coming in the shop as well. And then I've got 4 skeins of my Mauve Along, and oops, this is actually more gold than yellow, yellowy gold. There's 4 skeins of this. These are a single space with silk and superwash merino. And then there's 3 of the in the navy. And I forget what I called this one. I can't remember if I named this one or not. I was going back and forth. So, and these are all on the silk and merino base. So I think that's everything. That's what's going to be going in the wash shop. It's going in the shop. And I'll do an update probably next week. No, not next weekend. Sorry, we don't get back. Next weekend's Thanksgiving. Weekend after Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving, which is on the 14th. So the weekend following that, I'll have a shop update. And I'm trying to revamp the shop slightly, so there might look a little different. But you can find it here. There's stuff in the shop right now, plenty there. So have a look. And I think that's everything. So life stuff, well, we're leaving for Dublin tomorrow. And very excited. We kind of fly in overnight on a Sunday and then we come back on a Saturday. So, sorry, really dry. I've been talking a long time. Oh, I have been talking a long time. That's about it. Work has still been crazy. But I've decided once we get back, I'm going back. Like, I've been working through a lot of lunch hours, which is doing nothing for my gym time. And my goal is to get back into decent shape. I'm not going to say back into the shape I was in before my injury, but at least get into decent shape so that I can see the kind of shape I was in before my shoulder injury in the not too far future. But because once the dog comes, we're moving our offices closer to where I live. But that was supposed to happen in December, which was great because the new pup is coming in December. But now it's not going to be until the 1st of March. So for 2 months, I'm going to have to be coming back and forth at lunch hours, which is my gym time, to let the dog out. And that's going to take like a full hour to do because I work on the other side of the harbor, I live in, So, yeah, I want to at least get in as good a shape I can because I don't know how much workout time I'm going to be able to fit in during those 2 months. I'll still get some in, but I don't know where I'm going to fit it in, and it's probably not going to be as hardcore as it will be if I can do my regular lunch hour. So, once I get back from the trip, I've got to kind of jump into that. I got my schedule all laid out. I got my workouts all figured out. And then I'm good to go for that. So I think that's everything. That's everything that's kind of going on. There's not a whole lot. It's just been like super busy. So anyways, I'm going to let you guys go because I'm like over an hour now and I want to get this edited and preferably up today if possible or tomorrow morning. And yeah, until then, I will see you guys later. And I hope you guys are having a great fall and getting lots of knitting done. And don't forget to answer the question of what you're knitting. If you're not knitting a sweater, even if you've seen some sweaters that you're like, I'd really like to try that, pop that down. Dream sweater knitting. Doesn't have to be on the needles. Pop it down under. Make sure you do it under the question bar as a reply so that I can do the number generator. It's just easier that way. And then, yeah, that should be everything. So thanks so much for stopping by to all the new and returning viewers. Don't forget to hit the like button. That helps us out a great deal, getting the word out, and subscribe if you want to be notified. I keep like, it's somewhere here. Hit the bell if you want to know when new product is up. I was thinking about doing Vlogtober this year instead of Vlogmas. Still not sure if I'm going to do Vlogmas or not, but then I just thought, I'm going to be away for a week and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, neither here nor there. Thanks for showing up, everybody. So until I see you guys in another couple of weeks, I hope you guys get lots of knitting in and have a great time with the fall weather wherever you're at, unless you're below the border, and then your spring, which still to me, requires sweaters. So, okay, now I'm babbling. All right. See you guys later. Happy knitting, and I will catch up with you when I return. See ya.